Hi everybody, I'm Lorelei.
Lorelei, I'm so happy to be here with you in Taipei. I remember when I first met you was at our Rotary Institute in Salt Lake City.
That's right.
And I think you were reigning Ms. Canada Global at that time.
That's right.
Well, it's such a pleasure to be here with you, and I'm very much looking forward to hearing about your Rotary journey because I remember it was quite exceptional.
Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to be here. And what I love about Rotary is we run into each other again.
Right.
And you remembered me from Salt Lake City. And I remember being so nervous. It was a Zone Institute.
It was.
And I'd been asked to speak and to talk about my platform and my Rotary journey. And I looked out on the crowd and it was so many people. And so thank you for following the journey and then also making me feel comfortable in such a sea of faces. But yeah, my Rotary journey has been incredible. It started way back in 1998 and I became a youth exchange student. It was one teacher who saw something in me and her husband was a Rotarian. And she said, Lorelei, have you ever thought about Rotary Youth Exchange? And do you know what I said to her? I said, I don't think that's for me. I don't even own a suitcase. And she said, that's exactly why you should go. And so before you knew it, I went through the process of being interviewed and I got selected. And off I went from a small town, Alberta, Canada girl to a plane to South Africa. And so that really started my Rotary journey. 20 years later, I had the chance to become a Peace Fellow. And in 2019, I went to Chulalongkorn in Thailand. And you can imagine, I'm just hooked by Rotary. So I've since become a Peace Activator. And as you heard, Mrs. Canada, and taken the everyday peace building platform to the pageant world. And recently brought home the World Crown from India.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah.
That's absolutely fantastic.
Now, what about you, Wyn? I know you've done so much and you're so amazing at always remembering everybody and upholding us, but you've had a Rotary journey. Where did it start? And
So, interestingly enough, my early experience in Rotary was with Rotary Youth Exchange.
oh, wow.
So, not as a student, but as a host mom, and then working on the district committee as a country contact, and then chairing Rotary Youth Exchange.
Wow.
And I
Thank you.
Yes, it has just reinforced my belief that Rotary Youth Exchange is such an important peace building effort. When you get to really know people and expose yourself, immerse yourself in a new place, a unique culture, a new family, it takes a lot of courage and inner strength, but it builds this appreciation for our shared humanity.
I love that so much. And I struggle to articulate that, but that shared humanity. And I think that's what I felt at 17 years old. And I knew that the moment I landed in South Africa, I was safe, I was taken care of, and there was a shared humanity. It's pretty amazing.
It really, really is. Well, I know that you are doing some incredible things now, so I would like to hear about more of your current work.
Well, what I did after my Peace Fellowship is really interesting. I actually founded our Indigenous Relations Office at the City of Calgary. So I took all of my peace training and applied it right away. I took a business case to council with a few coworkers and people who had long been working on this initiative. And we embedded pillars and tenets of positive peace in there. We took it to council and we established our Indigenous Relations Office.
Amazing.
So it definitely gave me the framework and the courage. So from that, I'm super active in the community. Everything from, whether I'm helping coach my son's lacrosse or being the treasurer, but all of those things are everyday peace building. And so when everybody asks me, what do you do? I say, I'm an everyday peace builder. But with that, I try really hard to make sure I'm available for Rotarians. So if people want to have peace dialogues, I'm the first person to put up my hand, especially with tough conversations. And with that, I finally founded my consulting firm, Everyday Peace Builder. Makes sense. And with that, I've been able to do a lot of facilitations, capacity building, and to continue to grow Rotary's interest in everyday peace building.
Which I personally think is so very important. One of the things that I have realized, particularly over the last, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 years, is that beyond our larger projects and our larger efforts, it's really important that we build peace, and it ripples from there. And we hope change.
A bit, yeah.
We have.
Yeah. You have some amazing ideas on what we need to know about peace. Do you want to share a little bit more about that?
Well, I'm not sure I know more than you know about peace at all, but what has particularly resonated with me most recently is something that Brian Farr, Rotary Peace Fellow and past chair of the Rotary Action Group for Peace, shared, which is his peace principle, I think he calls it. And if you state it collectively, we are not each responsible for world peace, but we each are responsible for our piece of world peace, meaning our inner peace as well as our part of world peace. And that has really resonated with me.
And what I love about that is it feels actionable.
Yes.
It breaks it down to simple terms, and it feels like something we can all be doing.
I hope so.
I hope so. Well, your leadership in this is incredible. And I know as Peace Fellows, we are always amazed by the investment that Rotary makes in us and that belief. Sometimes we don't even believe in our projects, but there's a spark. And when someone like you is increasing that spark and creating this massive movement, I have no doubt that the world that we see today is just going to keep getting better. So I want to say thank you.
Oh, well, thank
for
you.
your leadership.
Thank you. And I totally agree with you. I think that one of the things that we've been talking about with our clubs and in our district is the idea that we can infuse our projects, our activities, our partnerships, our conversations with each other with the elements of peace. So when I'm talking about respect, listening to understand, kindness.
Right.
So I think that as we embrace those and really infuse them in all we do, that we will, in fact, lead to a more peaceful, kinder, compassionate world, which you and I have talked about that. It's something we both believe in.
And seems achievable. So that idea, if you lead from values and the things that really matter most, and I think that's where the four-way test.
Yes.
I could hear elements of it as you were speaking. It helps guide us, and it's a compass so that as we move through peace and we look at peace, how we build peaceful communities, I love that idea of a start within and then let that ripple out, and those critical elements that we need to keep building on.
Yes.
To me, from what you're saying, it sounds like a continuous exercise. It's not one and done.
It's not one and done. It is a continuous exercise.
Yeah.
And we have people like you, our Peace Fellows, who have some incredible resources, and you've developed some exciting new ideas. One of which I'd like to hear more about.
Yes.
It's the amazing race.
Oh, the Amazing Peace Race.
Yes, what is that?
If you were at convention last year, you might have heard about it, but we piloted the very first ever Amazing Peace Race. And Stacey Martin is truly the creator of it, so I'd give credit to her. And our little team got together, Chantal Vaux and Jimena Murillo, and we got together and said, what if we brought those elements of peace to life? So just like the Amazing Race, we imagined that we could get out in community, and maybe one of the things we try to get to is the peace pole. We had really big dreams, but in a convention style setting, you only get an hour. So we decided to recreate this in a giant boardroom in the convention. And we had Rotarians going to here and there and on their own Amazing Peace Race. And it really is an embodied, how do I make peace happen? So we use the pillars of positive peace. Our next iterations are really going to also include the four-way test. So then you can actually say, these are the actions. And it went so well. People loved it. And we had a giant group. So what happened from there is we sent out a few offers. Does anybody else want to try this? Because every place you go to is a little bit different. And you can infuse where you are with local knowledge, or what does that Rotary Club or district want? And so we actually went to New Mexico. There was a peace conference happening and they invited us to come try it out there. And so we went to Santa Fe and we had the chance to do the peace game with the Rotarians there after their long day of a lot of information and work on peace. And we had so much fun. And I can tell you what we did in convention has all the same elements of what we did in Santa Fe, but also different because we were informed by what we needed to do as a group. But we had people carrying eggs across on a spoon, and we had all kinds of fun things. But at the end of it, people could see that when we talk about building good relations, you've now done an activity to see what that means, right? So our dream is to bring the Amazing Peace Race around the world and to see what we can do with it. So yeah, if anybody's interested, we are ready to innovate with you and to try to really embody peace through experiential education together.
Well, I think experiential education is absolutely the best, most important. So I'm very happy to share that knowledge and promote that. I would love to have you in our zones having a session or two.
Yes,
because
please.
I really think that any time we have the experience, whether you're an exchange student, you're a peace fellow, you're having learning about positive peace and your own inner peace, it builds upon itself. And as you said, the ripples continue to go out because it really is all about people.
It is those relationships. And we're evidence of that. We met a while ago, and here we are, fast forward to this convention, reconnecting.
Which has been absolutely wonderful.
Thank you, Wyn.
So tell me just a little bit more about Everyday Peace Builder. You have a website.
Right now, just an Instagram and a Facebook.
Okay.
But my next stage is to build that website. My partner keeps telling me, where's your website? But it's been a little bit of just playing around. So my idea was really, could I bring the idea of everyday peace building to the pageant world? We all know that in the pageant world, when somebody asks, what is your cause? They say, world peace.
Right.
So I thought, what if we went with the tenets of positive peace and everyday peace building from Rotary, and we talked about relationships and showing up in community, what would happen? And somehow it resonated, and it was really fun. It was my own amazing peace race because I had 6 weeks to get ready for the pageant and learn everything and fly to Vegas. But what happened during that course is a whole community surrounded me, including my Indigenous elders. And my Métis sash that I'm wearing, people said, we've never seen this on a pageant stage in our collective knowledge. So it almost became a mission too of, can I represent culturally where I come from and bring that into my gowns, into my clothing for the pageant. And so as that got built, it was like really cool innovation space. It was during COVID, so not a lot of people were traveling, but something resonated. And I was just as surprised as everybody when I got crowned as Mrs. Canada. It was crazy. And so then that happened. And then I realized I had to actually do this. And because it was COVID, I did it for 18 months. So I had 18 months to build the platform. I'd never been on Instagram.
Oh my gosh.
So I had to build it all. But what happened is Rotarians really supported me. People started asking me to come out and bring the Mrs. Canada crown. So that's when you would have met me.
I would.
And yeah, I traveled a lot that first year. I went so many places and bring the crown. And it really has become, it is Rotary's crown because all the passion and the support and the continuation, right now it's a zero profit model. So it's, I come to your community, you help me get there, I reinvest that back over here. And so because of that and the help of Rotary, the crown has now been to 5 continents between all 5 crowns now.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, and so the idea is to spread really goodwill, friendship, but also get to work. So depending on what the community is working on, it can be something as simple as a staff mediation and facilitation. That's what I did in El Salvador. We also did land-based learning, and we planted some heritage plants back into traditional Lenca lands in El Salvador with another Peace Fellow. So it really depends on the invitation. But what the crown is, it's the connection piece. Like you said, it builds a relationship and then someone's sharing another story in this. And it's not about the crown anymore. It's about peace building. And so that's sort of helped grow and grow. And so from Mrs. Canada, we went from no crowns all the way to the world crown this past year in India. And now I've become the advocacy coach. And a judge for the pageant.
Congratulations, and thank you so much for sharing our message of peace
Thank
so
you.
widely.
I feel very lucky. That little girl who had never been on an airplane, terrified to even go on a Rotary Youth Exchange, I would have loved to tell her, just imagine what's possible. And it makes me emotional because I had no idea it was possible. And that one day I'd be sitting in something like this, traveling to Taiwan, and also carrying my crown and a real peace building message and the work. So I am eternally grateful to Rotary for all
Well,
of that.
thank you. And I just have enjoyed our time together so very much. Thanks, Lorelei.
Thank you so much, Wyn.
Thank
Marcy.
you.
Shishay. Thank you.